Hey moms, welcome to the Gather Moms podcast. My name is Kate.
And I'm Rebecca. We've created this space just for you because we're both moms and we get you.
Yes, we believe there truly ain't no hood like the motherhood, and we need to be in this together. We also believe we can't mom well without Jesus, so you're going to hear us talk about him too.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Gather Moms and make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.
All right, mamas, let's jump in. Hey mamas, welcome back to the Gather Moms podcast. We are in our summer series, and this is our third episode. We have talked about summer schedules, summer sanity, and now, are you ready for this, Rebecca? Summer sojourns.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to do an S.
You said 3-point sermon. I could ace that class in college or seminary.
Summer vacations just didn't work. It was not an S, so I went with sojourn.
You know Kate and her words. She loves throwing out these big words. I go home half the time and look them up in the dictionary. I know what sojourn means, but I don't always know what they mean.
Okay, so we have been kicking off each episode with a game of some sort. And I think when I think of summer sojourns, I think about us being in the car and listening to music.
Oh, I'm going to fail miserably.
Okay,
so not good with the music.
I found some like classic summer songs, and we are going to see if you can finish the lyric.
Okay, I don't have to know the name.
No.
Okay, just have to finish the lyric.
Okay.
I feel better.
But what I'm worried about is that if I sing this a little bit, like people are going to be like, I'm never listening to this podcast again.
Whatever, we sing all the time. They love our singing.
Okay. I'm going to try not to laugh. I'm going to do this one. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Ready.
Summer breeze, make me feel fine, blowing through the...
Something of my mind.
Yes, so good. So summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine of my mind.
Yeah, I would not have gotten the word jasmine, but I got mine.
That's
so
Summer Breeze by Seals and Crofts.
half right.
All right. You ready for this?
Ready.
Summer lovin' had me a blast. Summer lovin' happened so fast. I met a girl crazy for me.
I met a boy cute as can be.
Nailed it. Okay, that's Summer Nights by...
Do they all start with summer? Is this the next theme? It was S's and now it's summer.
I mean, pretty
summer
much,
songs.
dude. It's summer. It's summer.
Okay.
So that's John Travolta and the amazing Olivia Newton-John, Summer Nights from the movie
Grease.
Yes, ma'am.
Grease, lightning.
Okay. Here comes the sun.
Da 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 da.
Here comes the sun, and
Da,
I
da,
say,
it's all right. Bum,
Nailed
bum,
it.
Bum, 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 bum,
Good
bum,
job.
bum, bum.
Okay, that's the Beatles. All right. I wish they all could be.
California girl.
Nailed it. Good job. Okay, that's the Beach Boys. Okay. Oh, I feel like I've made a bad choice by singing these.
Are you kidding? People are loving this right
It's
now.
so
They're laughing
bad.
in their cars
It's
hysterically.
it's just so terrible. Okay. I want to soak up the sun. I want to tell everyone to
me, my. Okay, listen, I worked at Bath & Body Works when I first moved to Rockwall as a young married. That was on the playlist that played in our store. And so I can hear that beat like loud and clear. I don't know the words, but I remember it.
Who sings it?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I sold some lotion to it.
So I want to soak up the sun. I want to tell everyone to lighten up. Sheryl Crow. Soak up the sun.
Is lighten up?
Yeah.
That was the words there?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Baby, you a song, make me want to roll my windows down. And I'm going to have to redo that. I don't know how this song goes.
Is this a country song?
Yeah. Baby, you a song, make me want to roll my... How does the beat go? Roll my windows down and cruise.
Y'all should see my face right now. I have no idea what's
I
happening.
feel like this is a train wreck. That's Florida Georgia Line. The song is called Cruise. Okay, now this is the more current song. I got to see if you know this one. My kids love this song. I've been running through the strange light, chasing all these green lights, throwing up the shades for a
I got nothing.
little bit of sunshine.
I got nothing.
One Republic, Sunshine. that is the end of it. I feel like that did not go as I had planned. I thought that was
Listen,
gonna be
I told you straight out of the box, music's not my thing, okay? So I know y'all were all like thinking big dreams for me after my movie.
You did so good on the movies.
Last week. But y'all, I just need you to know, it's not my spiritual gift.
This whole thing might get deleted.
No, you cannot delete this.
It was so bad.
But that's what makes it amazing.
Let's hope. I will risk it for the laughs. If that made somebody smile, then it's fine. We can leave it in. Okay, so let's talk about summer travel. Do you have a favorite? What's your favorite family summer vacation?
I mean, you're going to hate it.
It's fine. Just say it.
Disney.
Okay, what made it great?
Listen, we are all thrill riders. Is part of it. We love roller coasters. So
like the big baddies. You like
the big baddies.
Wow.
So I think part of it is that because I have all kids of all ages, it's something we can all do together and enjoy. So we all love riding the big rides. I also think I don't know what it is about the magic of it. If you're a Disney lover out there, you will connect with me right now.
Magic.
Our minds are coming together in space. When you step onto that property, it overwhelms you. It brings tears to your eyes.
Oh, man. Oh, mercy.
When you walk down Main Street and you see the castle, you just get hard.
Come on. Stop it.
It's so beautiful. And then there's Mickey standing right there.
Oh, my gosh.
And he wants to take a picture with you.
Listen.
And they have these professional photographers that take your picture.
And then charge you $45 for a picture.
I will pay it because that is going in the book.
Let me tell you what.
Senior slideshow.
I think I would love Disney if I was the only person there. I do not. Everybody's pictures, there are so many people.
But listen, this is what I told
everywhere.
someone the other day. Disney has changed, and we went back in the day. I mean, my kids are big now. We went when they were little, and it was magical because I don't think there was many people there. Now it's insane.
Mm-hmm. I'm out on all those people. I do not like people.
But I will say this, California, Disneyland, there is some serious magic there because you got the California breeze.
Yes.
You
So
only
we've
got
Disneyland.
2 parks.
Yeah.
You just walk back and forth.
Yeah.
You ain't riding no tram for like 14 miles.
Yeah.
So if you need to start there, start there.
Yeah, we've done Disneyland, and I feel like we checked the box, and I feel happy about it. So we're done with that.
I will cherish the memories that I have with my kids from Disney World and Disneyland for the rest of my life. They're in my mind right now. I can see us. It was magical.
That's really sweet. I love that. So our favorite family summer vacation is, okay, actually I have two. One is we went to Glorieta, New Mexico, and went to New Mexico, went to the summer camp Glorieta, and we did family camp. Dude, that was such a blast. Like, we had so much fun together, and it was also like intentional, and like we learned about God together. We did all these adventures. Like, it was a dream.
You're being way more spiritual than I am.
No, but I'm just saying that was a really neat thing. If that wasn't so expensive, I think, we would do that more. My other favorite thing is my parents bought a cottage on Lake Erie in Pennsylvania. And honestly, when they first did that, I was like, yo, that is very far away. I'm not excited about this. But now we go there every summer, and it has become something we all look forward to so much.
Yes.
So the weather, we go there in August when we're like so done with Texas.
And it probably is amazing up there.
It may get up to 80, maybe,
That's awesome.
But you get to go to the beach and sit out on the beach, and you're not, just getting fried.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like old school, like Northeast. You go to like the little burger shack and you get a ice cream cone, and they have like this called like the whippy dip. Yes, these little ice cream things, and I don't know. It just feels very like nostalgic.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of people. And I just am crazy about it.
Yes.
And you sit out on the back porch at night and you watch the fireflies.
Oh, I wish I could see a firefly again.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. It's just really like pleasant. So those are our favorite family vacations.
I love that.
So I want us to talk about how do we travel well with our kids? Because I think we've probably each done things where we're like, whoa, never doing that again. Today I got so tickled because I came across a TikTok video of this person that was like parenting hack, and he had his little toddler, and he set the toddler on the like roller suitcase, like a carry-on, with like his sweater, like, okay, so the toddler's legs are straddling the handle, And then he had like the kid's shirt like over the handle. So it was like securing the kid onto the thing. And he's rolling the kid through the airport. And Caroline was sitting there watching this with me. And I was like, Caroline, do you remember that I did that with you at one point? And she was like, I think so. But do you remember that whole story?
Yeah, she wasn't wearing panties.
Yeah, we had gotten separated because like our flights were overbooked. So Caroline and I were the only ones together on this flight. We had a connecting flights. The first flight, she was sitting there. She had this little dress on, and she was sitting in her seat. Thankfully, for some reason, she was sitting like with her bottom not down, like she was kind of squatting, and she peed a little bit. And she said, Mom, I peed. And I was like, ah! And I ran her to the bathroom and, but we had to take off her panties and her little shorts, like her little cartwheel shorts she had on under that. And I couldn't, then we had to race. Then we get off of that plane and like literally had to race to the next flight to make it. And we're running through the airport and she's like, I'm so tired, and I was like, I got it. And I remember thinking, I am such a genius. And I put that baby on that little carry-on and I just had her legs straddled over the handle. And I'm pulling that handle through the airport, just running. And she says, Mama, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I'm like, what? And I look down and there's her little peach just out for all of Atlanta airport to see. And I was so mortified. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So then I had to pick her up.
Oh, gosh.
Cup her little dress under her bottom and run, like grab her and just run. I was in a full-on flop sweat by the time we got to the gate and the door was closed.
And don't mess with a mom in a flop sweat.
And the sweet ladies behind the counter, I was like, please, can you let us on? And they looked at me with such compassion and they opened that door and they let us on that plane.
So, Mom, sometimes the flop sweat works in your favor.
Yes.
Yes.
But, I think that traveling with littles really can be a challenge. I think especially when like you have multiple kids at various stages. Caroline, bless her heart, I also once was traveling by myself. I had her and then the two other kids, and she was in her carrier in the stroller, and I went to like, you get to security and that is so stressful. Because you're having to figure out like, okay, what do I do with the stroller? What do I do with these other kids? How do we get these suitcases on this thing? Everybody's taking shoes off, Thank God for TSA pre-check. That's the life we're living now. I paid the money. I'm like, let's go. But that time, I was trying to get Caroline's carrier out of the stroller and then fold up the stroller so I could put it through. I grabbed her carrier and I set her on the security conveyor belt.
And she went through. No, she couldn't go through. She probably got stuck.
But these alarms started going off. Bow, bow, bow. This woman was like, ma'am, you cannot put her on. I was mortified.
You're like, people, somebody come help me then. Do y'all not see what's going on right
here?
No.
And it was like, right there is like a table, you know?
Yes.
I think I was probably thinking to myself, like it was like the table before the conveyor belt.
Yes.
Oh, mercy. So anyway, it can be a lot. So I wanted us to talk through tips for traveling with kiddos. So my first one, and some of these you're going to be like, Kate, this is not how I do things. And that's okay. So you can just clap back at me if you're like, this is not how I do it. But my first tip is to teach kids how to pack themselves. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to do it front to back. But what we have started doing over the years is I'll give them a list. And so especially like, I think once they get to the point where they're like 8 and up, I give them a list and I'll say 3 sets of pajamas, 6 underwear, 4 shorts, 2 bathing suits. And I just give them a list of what I want. And then they grab those clothes and they fold them and then they bring them in. And I have a wall in the bedroom and we stack the clothes up. And then I check their list. Like, did they bring all the things they were supposed to bring? And sometimes they bring some ratty thing that I'm like, no, ma'am, you're going to need to go switch this out.
I'm impressed.
But for the most part, like they do that whole piece themselves at this point, which is really great. Now, Caroline, my 7-year-old, I'm monitoring her a little more closely, but even her, she can at least do her pajamas, her underwear, her socks, her shoes, her bathing suit. Like she can pick all those things out. And then I'll have one of the older kids do toiletries for everyone and grab, like Lydia will do Caroline and hers toiletries in one bag. Caleb does his own toiletries. But like I have a list of like, these are the things you're going to get and they bring them in.
You going to post this list in the show notes?
Sure.
You got some moms that are going to want that list.
Yeah. But that has worked so well because I think there's just so much prep in trying to get out of town and that helps me so much. So then my second tip there is to have packing cubes for everybody.
I have just discovered packing cubes. They have changed my life.
Aren't they so great?
I love them. I was using Ziploc baggies before.
Okay, I mean, Ziploc bags work great.
I know, but it feels wasteful. I mean, I just feel like I'm destroying the environment by putting everybody's clothes in Ziploc baggies. A packing cube feels way more like green. I'm going green, y'all.
For sure. You're going green. I love it. So one of the things I love about packing cubes is not only, you can get one person's whole week's worth of stuff in like, one of the larger packing cubes because it compresses down and you zip it up. That way, then when you get to your destination, you hand that kid that cube.
That's
and
right.
you say, go put it on your shelf or go put it in your drawer or whatever. And it's like already distributed.
Are your packing cubes color coordinated?
The girls, I have light pink. Caroline and Lydia have pink and like they're like leopard.
Okay.
And the boys are black and gray.
Okay. I knew it. I did. And there's some mom out there that's got her packing cubes with everybody's name on them with like their little Cricut machine. I know you're out there. Shout out to you, Mama. I know you do.
For sure. The next thing there is I would say then each kid packs their own travel bag. Do y'all do like travel bags?
Yeah, we do. Backpacks. Like get your backpack together.
Yeah. So I have a list for their backpack and it's like, you need books, you need chargers for your devices, you need your devices.
Listen, the charger thing is just the beat down of 2023.
Well,
we can never find enough chargers. People be switching their chargers and then they're mad because so-and-so has their charger.
Yeah.
Somebody fix that problem for me.
So one thing I did is I ordered because I had to order new cords or whatever. And I found ones that were different colors.
You did?
Yeah. So then each kid got a color.
Oh, that's good.
And that has helped.
That's really
good.
But
still, they'll steal each other's cube, the little brick that you.
Yes.
So, yeah. But they each have their own travel bag, and if they have like a blankie or a Snuggie, like whatever fits in that bag,
you can take
that, and a water bottle. I think it's good to have a new book or a coloring book or movies downloaded that they're like excited about, something new that's going to entertain them as you go.
Yes. Or if they want to watch Bluey for the 499th time.
That is fine.
Do your best life.
And if you want to go check out books from the library, it's a great way to save.
No.
Why? What's wrong?
Because you're going to travel to California with that library book, and then you're going to forget it on the plane, and then you're going to have to come back and pay for it. No, okay, this has never happened to me.
Maybe it would be better with road trip? Do you think you'd lose it on a road trip?
Yes. My kids have never lost it. Y'all, this is my number one travel thing. We lose things.
Okay.
All the time.
Okay.
Where did it go? Did it fall out of the car when the door opened? Did you take it? I don't know where things go. They disappear.
Okay.
They disappear. So I am scared for the library book. I don't think it's coming home. Back to the Rockwall Library. Don't do it.
Okay. That's Rebecca's tip. That's great. This doesn't have to do with anything. I just put as the next tip, make sure you have wipes. Listen, whether you're on a plane, on a train, in a helicopter, please just have wipes. You just never know.
Mama Judy is clapping right now for you. You have hit a new level with her because this woman has wipes in every pocket of her travel things. I mean, she has got a wipe for you. So yes, get your wipes.
They come in handy just constantly. And then I would say give everyone a job. So like when we get to the airport, what we have been doing is like Caleb will take a suitcase and maybe Lydia's job is to hold Caroline's hand, that there's some kind of they have a responsibility that's keeping them tethered to the group that they have to have ownership over. So if you're doing a road trip, that their job is to get all the trash out of the car when you guys stop at the gas station. Or, their job is to make sure the devices are charged. Or, there could be just a myriad of things where what could you mentally unload and have one of your children be in charge of that?
They would probably really love it too.
I think
so.
They
think that's fun. We don't think it's fun, but they think it's fun.
Yeah. That they could have a job of, okay, when we leave the hotel room, your job is to check every closet under the bed. Or your job is to make sure everyone has their chargers. Or your job is to make sure everyone has their devices. There's some kind of job there. Or if it's a road trip, that everyone has their water bottles filled. That there's just some responsibility that they're taking there.
These are great ideas. I wish I had had them when I had children that were young and traveling. So I did none of these things.
I think, go over the trip with your kids. Sometimes I don't have this conversation until we're in the car and about to pull out, but it's okay, here's what we're doing. Here's what to expect. We're going to drive for 3 hours and we are not stopping. So if you need to run back in the house and pee, now is your chance.
Oh, I'm laughing. I'm laughing in the car when Greg says that. I'm like, yeah, you think we're driving 3 hours without stopping. We'll see how that goes.
And then we ask one of our kids to pray for the trip. And that's just a great way to start things off. Ask God for protection. And then my final tip on this is just accept that something will go wrong. Like something is going to go wrong. You are going to show your daughter's privates to an airport of people, or the connecting flight is not going to make it.
I would love so much if somebody listening to this podcast was like in that airport when that happened and remembers it. And she could come back and be like, I was there.
I almost called CPS on you.
No, they didn't, because they were running for their flight too. They didn't have time to worry about it.
So did I already tell this story about the mom on the plane I was on recently that didn't have enough diapers?
I don't know.
So there was a mom, I was on a flight, and this mom behind me, the kids had been cranky, and I heard the mom saying to her husband, we just don't have any more diapers. Like she didn't have any more. And the sweet flight attendant had come over and she said, is there anything that I can help with? The mom said, he's just upset because his diaper's dirty and I don't have a change. And the flight attendant was like, girl, I bet we've got you. And so she went to the other moms that had littles on the flight and found this mama a diaper.
That's so sweet.
Yes. And so just know, like, things are going to go wrong. You're not going to have enough diapers. Some kid is not going to have their snacks. Like, they're going to forget their binky or boo-boo or whatever their precious is. And, I mean, things will just go wrong. One time we were driving to New Mexico, and we used to have a friend that had a summer home there, so we'd go there. This was not camp. And the air conditioner went out on the way there. And we just kept driving, And it was like, here we go.
Roll the windows down.
Roll the windows down.
Yep.
And cruise.
That's the music. You need a good song. Okay, I'm bringing it back around for you. That's why you need a good summer song.
Yeah.
So when things go wrong on the trip, this is actually something that Greg does. He always has a playlist for us when we drive somewhere.
I love that.
And we can like almost remember the trips by the playlist that comes on because he loves to have music. But it's a way to like, I don't know, settle the mood when everything's just a little bit crazy and you're like, okay, play the song.
Yes. So thinking about that, we have a tradition when we start pulling back into the neighborhood. We've had a good trip. We roll the windows down, we pull the sunroof back, and we turn on the song, Got Some Sunshine in My Pocket, got that good song. And we just blast it, and we celebrate that everybody was a team. We had a good trip, and if we start getting to the neighborhood and we have not turned it on yet, they'll say, where's the song? Where's the song?
That's so good.
So, okay, a few airplane tips that I think are good. I'm curious what you think about this. So I think that traveling with toddlers and babies is the hardest. Was that hard for you? Do you think?
I don't think I did it.
Okay. Yeah.
I honestly do not think I flew. No, I don't think we flew with them when they were babies. Well, I do not remember taking a stroller or a baby carrier into an airport.
I can imagine because it's really hard. So they have these super cute things now that really kids actually sit on these like suitcases and they scoot on them that are super cool. Like if I had to do it over again, I would get those for the toddlers. Except I think they could like scoot away from you, but whatever.
You tie a leash to it.
Yeah.
All right.
But my tip there would be just think through it logistically. Like sit down and think, okay, when we get there, when we drop off at the curb, we're going to need to do this and this and this. Okay. When we get to security, and just like kind of plan it through in your mind so that you're like mentally prepared for some of the things you're going to go through. And then remember, my favorite airplane tip with littles is just to have a drink for them or a passy or a sucker so that when that pressure starts to get on their ears, that you have that ready to go to help them out because they hate it. And it's so weird when you have to start teaching your kids that are like 8, 9, 10, like how to like push the air out of their ears get their ears to pop. For road trip, my big tip here is to pack snacks in a 1-gallon bag for each kid. Now here we're not loving the earth, but what we do is each kid will have a Ziploc bag that has their name on it.
Okay.
And then we fill it with bags of chips, fruit snacks, granola bars, stuff like that. And that is their bag and it goes in their travel bag.
So they get to choose when they eat it, but once it's gone, it's gone.
You've got it.
Oh, that's great.
It saves us so much money at the gas station because usually, those gas station snacks.
Everybody wants something.
Yes. And then they can regulate. And then they usually don't eat them all. So then you get to your destination, it's like you've got extra snacks at the hotel or wherever
they
you're
don't
going.
Fight over it.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
Okay, good. And then I think finally, just like to close things out, my biggest travel tip is that travel is an opportunity to make God bigger for your kids. They get to see a new part of the world, a new people, and get the blessing of a zoom out. kind of a new understanding of who their God is. I think even like when we think about Disney, that we can look and say, look at how God made these people so creative that they could, capture this. Or you guys, if this place is so magical, can you even imagine what heaven is like? Or, you taste the Dole Whip or whatever, and it's like, oh, this is so good. God made these flavors. That when we are experiencing those things, that we have a chance to point back to God and say, look at our big God. Look at these things he created. Because we get so used to like the beauty of like our day to day. That's the beautiful flowers in our backyard, or, we just kind of start to take those things for granted. I think when we go to a new place and we're kind of in awe and we see new things, experience new foods, that we can show our kids, this is our big God. He's created all these things. And it makes me think of Psalm 19. And I think this would be a great verse to memorize with your family, or to think about, or to say to them, like if you guys are watching a beautiful sunset at the beach, that this is the verse that always comes to my mind. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech. They use no words. No sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth. Their words to the end of the world. In the heavens, God has pitched a tent for the sun. It is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. That you, as you're sitting at the beach, or you go to the zoo, or anything that you do, that you have a chance to say, look at our big God. He made these things that we're getting to enjoy on our summer travel trips. These are because of him. He did this.
I think it's great. I think all of us want to travel in the summer. And if you're not going anywhere this summer because, it might be like a different summer for you guys, or I know as our kids get bigger and we start spending more money on camps and stuff, we don't always do all the big trips. Yeah. That you can still take exactly what Kate was talking about and bring that down and say, okay, let's think about what we have to be thankful for, what God has done for us in our life, and the things around us that God has shown us with the glory of the heavens and the beauty of the skies. Mm-hmm. I think as moms, our goal is always to point our kids to how big God is. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of times in life where we feel like things might not be going our way, and it reminds us that God still loves us even in those moments. Mm-hmm. So hopefully you're getting to go on a super fun trip this summer, but if you're not, still use these same ideas, and just when you're headed to the zoo, pack that gallon bag full of snacks, have a kid in charge of getting the trash out of the car. All of these are great ideas for you guys to enjoy the summer with your families.
Yes, we love you, moms. We hope you have a great summer.
Bye.